I'm not an educator, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be an expert in education theory or anything like that. But what I can say is just look at the numbers and look at the evidence. There's no evidence to suggest that passing this $450 million bond is going to improve those test scores. What I would like to see is the school district focusing all of its time and attention on developing an actual plan and using consultants for improving test scores instead of construction and engineering consultants for building new buildings, because buildings are not the problem, to improve those. And then obviously the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Then we'll see how those things develop over time. But playing semantics with the test score game, saying actually our students are doing way better than what the opposition says. That's what they claim all the time. When the numbers just speak for themselves. No, the students are not doing better. And they're pointing to a lot of other categories that if we were to grade this on a scale from A to F, which is what most people understand, many of our students are at a D or below. They're not performing even at a C level, let alone a B or an A, let alone the schools themselves. Some schools are doing pretty well in elementary, some high schools, East, Northeast, they have better scores than others, and we'll celebrate those. Let's take what they're doing really well and let's try to implement it district-wide, right? But on the whole, what we're seeing is a continual net decline in Wichita across the state of Kansas. Our scores right now are half where they are in the state. And we can say all day long it's because we're a larger urban district, but if we look at other districts of similar size, with the exception of Tulsa or Oklahoma City, which are below where Wichita is. But if we look at places like Columbus, Ohio, Tucson, Arizona, Louisville, Kentucky, Omaha, Nebraska, Springfield, Missouri, places again of similar size, some of them even a little bit larger, they're far outperforming where 259 is. So to say it's because we're a larger urban district, we have more, poor students or whatever, so do those other communities, but they find a way to make it work and do really well. How much are we spending on teacher training? That could be another huge thing. What we see is that more parental involvement, community involvement, teacher training, and of course curriculum, those are the really big factors that contribute towards kids' education. So, getting more parental involvement, developing a plan for that, more community involvement would be a good thing, and then obviously making sure that our teachers are getting all the training that they need. Fundamental Learning Center is a great place where they could start. They're really big on trying to help teachers get trained, helping kids that have dyslexia and other things. 20%, I believe, of the reading population has some form of dyslexia. I've talked to parents who have moved their kid out of 259 because 259 did not have the resources that their child needed to deal with dyslexia. People with dyslexia are very bright, but their brains are processing in a very different way, learning how to read. For many people with dyslexia, it's the most difficult thing they'll ever do in their life to learn how to read. But they can learn how to read. But the methods for training them and teaching them how to do so are different. And teachers need to be well equipped in those training methods to be able to do it. If we're talking about updating things, I'd rather update on our teaching methods to help kids with dyslexia and other issues to help them really thrive and flourish and have a shot at the American dream than updating and enlarging class sizes and introducing all of these new technologies and things like that again, we don't really have any proof to believe that these are going to help our students in the long run.